If you're a custom PC builder at home, then you know inevitably you will be hit with some challenges when it comes to your hardware or your components in your PC build. It could be driver failures, it stops working, you need to do some troubleshooting, or the hardware component itself can fail and you can have to replace it. And even now we're seeing parts melt and even catch fire. Now we know the NVIDIA graphics card has caught fire. We know the debacle that happened with the 4090, but it seems like AMD is not immune to that either. Not fire, but the melting of their power cords and power cables. We've heard a story that the AMD RX 9070 has given one user in particular that problem. So in this video, guys, tag along with me as we try to investigate what is going on with the AMD RX 9070 graphics card. But before we dive deep into that information, if you're new to the channel and enjoy staying up to date with the latest tech news, you landed at the right spot. Do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. All right, let's dive into it. AMD RX 9070 XT sparks concerns with First Reported Connector Meltdown. And this is an article out of PCGamer.com. So as I alluded to in the beginning, we've seen this and fires happen with the NVIDIA, the 4090 cards, and we hadn't heard anything about the AMD cards. But now we're starting to see that happen, or at least this one case right here, which is concerning. That is this a single case, an isolated case, user error, or is there something to be more concerning with the AMD cards? But let's dive into this article and get more details about what is going on in this particular case here. The first case of a 16-pin 12-volt 2x6 connector melting in an AMD card has been reported. The RX 9070 XT in question is an ASRock Taichi OC model, which makes use of the 12-volt 2x6 16-pin connector. Unlike most RX 9070 XTs that use multiple 8-pin models. According to Reddit user Savings Opportunity 3, the first noticed darkened pins on their card's cable connector before confirming that it's now melted to a considerable degree. Now he posted over on Reddit, just wanted to show you here. This was his concern at first. This was his first post here, and then he did a recent follow-up post confirming that yes, it is melted. 12-volt high failure rate strikes again. So this is something that if you're this user, you will be very concerned that your RX 9070 is just burnt out. Let's continue with this article. It's worth noting that said Redditor was using a 3x8 pin adapter cable that they confirmed is on its 4th mating cycle. Each cycle introduces the possibility of an incorrectly seated connection, which is believed to have been one of the primary causes for a number of previous connector melting reports. So much so that in fact that MSI went to the trouble of coloring the plastic surrounding the pins a luminous yellow so users could easily tell if they hadn't pushed it in all the way down, as you can see here with those MSI cables here, yellow on tip. Still, if the adapter cable in question was a cheap third-party unit, it's possible that some shoddy wiring could lead to differing pin impedances, where one pin ends up drawing more current than its rating can handle. The Redditor in question also appears to have used a 700-watt power supply, while AMD recommends at least 750-watt unit for the RX 9070. Now, the article goes on to talk about that. He doesn't believe that that little bit of a power would cause the issue, but you know, it's hard to just discount that when AMD themselves is saying that they recommend a minimum of 750 and you're below that 50 watts. Not to mention the pin connector that he was using wasn't what AMD recommended, or if it was a cheap or third-party manufactured cable. All those factors could have led to what caused this to melt on him. Again, this is only one user, so we're not hearing about any widespread effects yet of this, so that it may not be an AMD problem right now, unless we start hearing about more and more people that are using the required recommendations from AMD and it start happening. But we haven't heard that yet. It's just this one user, so a lot of it is pointing back to his current setup and what he's using. So it just may be SOL at this point and just have to deal with what's going on with that. But again, obviously, if you are the person that is dealing with this, you would be a little upset about your car connection. I guess this may be a picture of him. This is a picture article, but if you had something like that on your power cable, that would be concerning, as obviously something like that melting. Fire hazard is obviously a potential with this as well, so very concerning to see something like that happen. But again, we don't know if this is a more widespread problem yet, or if this is just a single isolated event. AMD hasn't responded yet, and I don't know if they will respond to something like this yet. It's just one user, but we'll have to just wait and see what happens in the future if we see more cases. But anyway, that is everything I want to talk about in this video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section about this right here. You think it's just something that he was doing with this? A lot of users on Reddit posts was talking about that 12 volt power cable standard is just a bad standard right now, and that is something that they shouldn't be going with. So a lot of it is pointing back to either that cable or that user, the way his setup was with his power supply, and maybe the cable, or the way he had it seated in the board itself. So all those could be factors, but we'll see what happens. But let me know down in the comment section what you think about this down below. Are you having issues with it? Even if you're not having this issue, what other issues have you had with either melting or fire in your PC build? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Once again, guys, thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Do me a huge favor. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. And chances are, if you enjoy this type of content, you may have friends or family that enjoy this as well. So make sure you share this with them. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to sound30.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web, covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website sound30.com. And for even more tech news in video form, check out one of these two videos right here. Until next video, guys, stay nerdy.